Florida. This wild corner of the U.S. is home to some truly deadly biting creatures. From the toxic venomous snakes to the pathogen-laden mosquitoes, it seems just about every ecosystem in this state could have its own host of deadly creatures. From Florida's swamps to its inland shoreline, some of the most powerful biting animals reside here. Species that aren't just the most powerful biting animals in Florida, but species that could even compete on a global level. I'll be heading out head first to find 3 of Florida's strongest biting animals to see if I can find out which one reigns supreme. Why? Because that's my job. My name is Jack, and I've dedicated my entire life to traveling all over the globe to find the strangest and most dangerous animals alive. I'm willing to get in close where others wouldn't dare in order to uncover and share the truth about even our most deadly and misunderstood creatures. Today may be my most dangerous mission yet, but I have a feeling that's what you're all here for. Let's get started. Now, friends, my mission today is going to bring me face to face with some of the most dangerous biting animals here in Florida. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out all the facts for you lovely folks at home, because these animals are in no particular order until the end. So we're going to look at every possible thing that makes each of these animals an iconic apex predator of their respective ecosystems and how they've evolved their powerful bites to best aid in their survival. Now, what I'm hoping to do with this mission today is find out which one truly is the most powerful of them all. So without any further ado, as you can see, I'm in the swamp a little bit, and what I'm going to look for first is the iconic American alligator. Let's find out just how amazing, intricate, and iconic these large American reptiles truly are. The American alligator is a powerful and apex predator that is quite at home in the swampy wetlands of the American South. These prehistoric reptiles can reach impressive lengths of over 14 feet long and weigh in at over 1,000 pounds. These reptilian tanks will eat anything and can inhabit just about every freshwater ecosystem that they can find. They are covered in thick skin and bony osteoderm armor, which makes these animals robust and free from predators at a fairly young age. Through much of their range here in the U.S., they are the largest predators in their respective ecosystems, although in Florida, they have a little more competition than usual. Now, the American alligator is an iconic and gigantic reptile here in the U.S. And this actually is one of the few countries on Earth where you can actually find alligators. There are only 2 species, the American alligator and the Chinese alligator. That gives you a little bit of a hint as to where the other one is found. Now, alligators here in the U.S. have that broad, almost flattened head that they use to crunch their prey. A lot of these alligators are feeding on shelled turtles and thick, bony gar that have powerful bones or shells on the outside of their body that these alligators need to crunch through. So they're not feeding on huge wildebeest or baby elephants or anything like maybe a Nile crocodile would go after. They're feeding on primarily smaller prey, but prey that requires a powerful bite force. These massive crocodilians are opportunistic hunters and will prey on just about any animal they can wrap their bone-crushing jaws around. A crocodilian's greatest asset is its powerful bite force. If you take a look at the teeth of these animals, you'll see that they're fairly blunt and round. Nothing like the sharp, serrated teeth you might see on a shark. But that's intentional. These animals don't hunt by cutting chunks of prey off with sharp teeth. They hunt by using their robust jaws to clamp down on prey, making escape impossible, and once the prey item has died, they then rip it to shreds with their powerful neck muscles and swallow huge pieces whole. Alligators are capable of reaching a size where their bite force can be upwards and over 2,000 pounds per square inch. This makes them one of the most powerfully biting animals on Earth, and a true contender for the most powerful bite in all of Florida. Alright folks, so for our next stop, as you can see, we have moved out of the freshwater swamps of southern Florida, and now we are here in the beautiful coastal city of Jupiter, because that is where our next target lies. Now we are going to be getting into the salty, the deep, the fantastic Atlantic Ocean on the search for one of the most fearsome and infamous sharks on Earth, the bull shark. And although we have moved out of freshwater ecosystems, these sharks are more than capable of moving right back in. But today we're going to be following them deep into the depths. We're going to go about 2-3 miles offshore in about 150 to 300 feet worth of water. And we're going to see just how powerful the bite of the bull shark really is. This is truly one of Florida's most dangerous and powerful bites, and an animal that you do not want to get onto the business end of. But without any further ado, let's check it out. Let's get up close and personal with some bull sharks. Let's get in the water. If I want to get a good enough view of a bull shark, I'll have to meet them on their terms. Time to dive right in. All right, folks, we're getting ready. I'm gonna hop in. We've already got some sharks here. It's gonna be good. See you on the other side. The bull shark is one of the most infamous shark species on Earth. Personally responsible for a vast number of both shark attacks and fatalities, this makes them the third deadliest shark on the planet. These are a fairly large species of shark, with adults reaching upwards and over 10 feet long and weighing an impressive 400 plus pounds. While that might seem small compared to our crocodilian friends, these fish are in a different league entirely. These are active hunters, using their keen senses to track down food before employing the use of their countless rows of sharp, serrated teeth. Bull sharks are more than capable of dismembering their prey with little to no effort, thanks to those razor-sharp teeth. And it's no secret as to why they're one of the most feared fish in the ocean. Now, pound for pound, these bull sharks actually have one of the strongest bites in the shark world. They are compact sharks. They don't get nearly as big as tiger sharks or great whites, but these are powerful predators, folks. And they can eat just about anything that they can get a hold of. That powerful, big mouth can just clamp down, and all those rows of razor-sharp teeth can just eviscerate and lacerate tissue. So these things are eating big fish. They'll go after turtles, they'll go after other sharks, and they'll even, on occasion, go after mammals, which could mean you, could mean me. We find ourselves out here in the water. Now, of course, it's important to note, just like all the other animals here on this list, that these animals are not obligate human predators. They don't want to just feed on us in particular. Most of the time, shark bites occur because of mistaken identity or just because of confusion on the shark's part. They come in through marine or freshwater ecosystems, and because they don't have any hands to feel anything, and because sometimes this water is pretty murky, their eyes don't do them a whole lot of good, they can pick up electromagnetic signals from their specialized organs on their face, and they go, oh, that seems like food. And they go and just say, let me see if I can eat that. And they take a bite and they go, oh, I don't know that that was very good, but maybe that was part of a very important arterial system, and you bleed out and you die. So it's not the bull shark's fault, but they are still capable of one of the deadliest bites here in Florida. They're not something to mess around with, that's for sure. So many bull sharks. It is amazing. We've got really up close and personal with quite a few of these magnificent and large bull sharks. These are some of the largest I've ever seen. This is awesome stuff. Now, these impressive sharks are among some of the most powerful biting fish on Earth, and can easily beat a great white of the same size in terms of bite force. They use this powerful bite combined with insanely sharp teeth to eviscerate anything unfortunate enough to find itself in their path. They are the truest opportunist hunters, as fish, birds, mammals, turtles, cephalopods, and more can find their way into the stomachs of these fish. Pound for pound, they are one of the strongest biting sharks, with an impressive 1,300 plus pounds per square inch bite force. Their powerful bite force makes these some of the most dangerous sharks in the ocean, as they can easily remove massive chunks of flesh and bone with each clamp down of their powerful jaws. Luckily, these sharks generally go after smaller prey, and rarely take on prey items that are large enough to potentially harm them if they fight back. Still, these are not sharks you'd want to underestimate. Now, just like the American alligator, our next friend here is a powerful crocodilian. The American crocodile is our next stop in today's adventure. Now, similar to the American alligator, these are gigantic reptiles, and Florida is an especially amazing place because it is the only place in the entire world where you get to see crocodiles and alligators side by side. Now, the crocodiles, you might ask, what is their behavior like? What do they eat? How powerful is their bite? Well, let's dive right in and learn about the iconic American crocodile. The American crocodile is easily much less well known than its alligator cousin, and in the US can only be found in special habitat generally near Florida's coastline. These animals are much less common or widespread in the States than the American alligator, and due to the fact that they're more tolerant of saltwater, they usually prefer to hunt in brackish mangrove estuaries where fish are abundant. Much like the alligators, these crocodiles are massive reptiles, armed with powerful jaws and thick, scaly skin. These crocodiles additionally can get up to and over 12 feet long and weigh in at over 1,000 pounds. Their large size and powerful build once again makes these an easy contender for having the most powerful bite force in all of Florida. Now, unlike the American alligator, these crocodiles are primarily feeding on small fish. So they've got that more elongate, more thin kind of rostrum, that snout protruding. And so these animals might not need the same bite force to address their normal prey. But does that actually translate in their biology? Is the difference in each of these crocodilians' diet enough to make one substantially more powerful than the other? Well, let's take a deep dive into just how powerful the bite of the American crocodile really is. These American crocodiles feed much heavier on a fish-specific diet. Their more slender jaws and longer teeth help them to snag fast-moving, slippery fish in their aquatic hunting grounds. While they may prefer fish in much of their domestic range, these reptiles, like most crocodilians, of course, will still take advantage of any prey that wanders too close. Birds, mammals, crabs, and even other crocodilians could easily end up as lunch for these powerful apex hunters. While an apex predator in its own right, all the information I could find about the American croc's bite force had it around 1,200 pounds per square inch. Although they reach a similar size to the American alligator, it would appear that they fall short in their bite force. Still, you'd have an easier time lifting a car off your leg than prying open the jaws of an American crocodile. Now, each of these three animals is a powerful predator in its own right, and every single one of these three have among some of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom. But let's take a look here closely. Which of these animals truly reigns supreme? While each of them might inhabit similar ecosystems, they all have different adaptations and different evolutionary strategies to best survive and best become the best versions of themselves. So let's take a look side by side and let's compare to see which of these three animals truly has the most powerful bite in all of Florida. let's rank these amazing apex predators. Equipped with some of the most powerful weapons and armor Mother Nature can design, these animals are a true force to be reckoned with. But just how do they compare to each other? All three of these animals have powerful jaw muscles and insanely high bite force numbers, but which one comes out on top? Why don't we start at third place? Surprisingly, from the information I could find, the American crocodiles in Florida do not have nearly as powerful a bite as their alligator cousins. Now, this may be due to the fact that they use their jaws in a different way and hunt different prey on average, but this still places our lovely American crocodiles in a solid third place. Moving on to number 2, taking the coveted second place slot is the fearsome bull shark. These medium-sized sharks have one of the most powerful shark bites in the animal kingdom, and if they got as large as great whites, they'd likely be the most powerful biting shark on Earth. Their massive jaws and teeth make them one of the most powerful biting animals on the planet, and truly an apex Florida predator. Now, it should come as no surprise that at number 1 on this list, the most powerful biting animal in all of Florida is the American alligator. These massive reptiles have a true bone-crushing strength in their jaws that they can employ to crush the skulls, shells, and bones of even the toughest prey. The American alligator is one of our most iconic species here in the United States, and it comes as no surprise that they take the cake for the most powerful bite in all of Florida. Well, my friends, you've made it to the very end, and hopefully you agree with my ranking of these 3 amazing, dangerous, and apex Florida predators. This was one of my favorite adventures yet, and I was really happy to see each and every one of these iconic animals in the wilds of Florida this year. So, my friends, that's really all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you, my friends, want to see more videos much like this where I go out and I find the most powerful or the most venomous or the most dangerous animals and see if I can accurately rank their true danger and their true power against each other. But other than that, folks, that's really all I need to know. Be sure to tune in every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. That is when I upload. YouTube has not been showing you lovely folks at home my stuff. The algorithm's got some issues right now, so be sure if you don't see a video on Friday, go and look for it, because every single Friday I'm out here traveling, getting up close and personal with some dangerous, deadly stuff for you folks at home, and I really, really prefer that you're actually able to see it rather than it floating in the ghost of the YouTube nebula. But, my friends, I gotta get out of this swamp, because I'm pretty sure there's about a 15-foot alligator over there just sneaking up on me, waiting for me to drop my guard down so I can really experience how truly powerful the bite of the alligator really is. So I'm gonna hop out of this swamp here, but be sure to remember all these things that I've told you. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. Thanks so much for coming into this video with an open mind. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. But until next time, my friends, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next Friday, 10 a.m.